Have you ever finished a book, closed it, and just thought, wow, how in the world did the author do that? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain. We're going to build your own personal toolkit for understanding the real craft behind the magic of your favorite stories. So come on, let's open up that toolbox and see what's inside.
So what is it? What's that secret ingredient? Is it just some kind of magic that can't be explained? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. It's craft. It's a whole set of deliberate choices and tools that authors use to build worlds, to create characters we love or hate, and to make us feel things so deeply. And I promise you, once you learn to spot those tools, your reading experience is never going to be the same again.
And look, let's be real about why this is so important. We don't just read for fun, even though, yeah, that's a huge part of it. Reading is actually fundamental to how we grow as people. It helps us figure out who we are, it shows us different kinds of role models, it plugs us into this massive, amazing world of human experience, and it can even give us a few ideas for how to handle our own lives. It's basically a gym for your empathy and for your mind.
Okay, so to really get how authors pull all this off, we need a toolkit. Seriously, think of it like this. A carpenter has a hammer, a saw, a level, and a writer has a set of core elements they use to build a story right from the ground up. We're about to open that box right now.
You ready? Okay, let's reach in and pull out the very first tool. And listen, this isn't just any old tool. This is like the architectural blueprint. It's the foundation that gives the entire story its purpose and literally holds the whole thing together.
And that tool is theme. Theme is the why of the story. It's not just the topic, like love or war. It's the author's big argument about that topic. The core idea they really want you to be chewing on long after you've finished the last page. Is love actually foolish? Is war ever truly necessary? The theme, my friends, is the heart of the entire work.
Next up in the toolkit, point of view. The easiest way to think about this is the camera angle. Who is telling us this story? If it's first person, using I, we're right inside a character's head, getting their totally biased, personal, and sometimes, let's be honest, unreliable story. If it's third person omniscient, the narrator knows everything about everyone, which means we, the reader, can know things the characters don't. But if it's limited, we're stuck on one character's shoulder, and we only know what they know, which is a fantastic way to build suspense. See, that one choice changes everything about how the story feels.
And of course, what's a story without people? But here's the thing. Characters aren't just random folks. They are tools, and they're designed for a specific job. The main characters, they're usually round. They're complex, they grow and change, they feel like real people. But you also need flat characters, who might only be there to do one thing, or stock characters, like the wise old mentor, who we recognize the second they show up. They're all different tools in the author's box, used for different purposes.
Okay, this one trips people up all the time. Tone versus mood. Here is the absolute easiest way to remember it. Tone is the author's attitude. Think of it as their tone of voice. Are they being serious, sarcastic, playful? Mood, on the other hand, is the atmosphere you feel as the reader. So the author's tone creates the reader's mood. An author might use a really sarcastic and witty tone to describe a funeral, creating a mood for the reader that's darkly funny instead of sad.
Now for one of my personal favorites, symbolism. This is where stories get that incredible depth, those layers you can just peel back. It's when a simple concrete object, like a storm brewing outside, a broken mirror on the wall, or a certain color that keeps popping up, isn't just a thing. It stands for a much bigger, more abstract idea, like chaos, or a fractured identity, or maybe even impending doom. It's like the secret, hidden language of literature.
And to round out our basic kit, we have setting and language. Now, do not underestimate these two. Setting isn't just a pretty backdrop. It can be an active force that shapes the characters and drives the whole plot. I mean, think about a horror story set in a sunny, open field versus one in a creepy old castle. And language, the author's specific word choice, that's their DNA on the page. Are the words simple, direct, creating a fast pace? Or are they poetic and complex, forcing you to slow down? Every single word is a choice.
All right, so we've got the basic tools down. Now it's time to upgrade. Let's move on to the power tools. These are like different lenses or theories that critics use to look at a story. And they help us ask even deeper questions, like where a story's meaning really comes from. So think of these less as tools for building a story and more like special glasses for seeing it. One pair of glasses might highlight all the power dynamics going on.
Another pair might reveal all the hidden psychological stuff motivating the characters. Every pair you put on lets you see the story in a totally new way, revealing secrets you never would have noticed before.
And this brings us to one of the biggest, oldest debates in literature. Where does the story's meaning actually live? On one side, you have practical criticism. These guys say the meaning is locked inside the text itself. It's all about the words, the structure, the style. The author's life doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter. But then on the other side, you have reader response theory. This says a book is just ink on paper until you show up. It argues that you, with your own unique life and perspective, actually co-create the meaning with the author. So which is it? Is the meaning in the book? Or is it in your head? There's no single right answer, but just knowing that question exists completely changes how you read.
So we have our basic tools and we have our advanced lenses. Let's see how they actually work in practice by looking at two of the most common forms of fiction out there. The best way to think about it is like this. A short story is like a perfectly cut diamond. Every single facet has to be just right to create one brilliant, focused sparkle. A novel, on the other hand, is like a giant ancient oak tree. It's sprawling, it has deep roots, tons of complex branches, and a whole ecosystem living inside it. Both are beautiful, but the author has to use their toolkit in completely different ways to create them.
Just look at this breakdown. A short story is built to be read in one sitting. It has to make one single, powerful impact. So the author uses a very small cast of characters, a direct plot, and a really focused theme. Every tool has to be incredibly precise. But a novel has room to breathe. It can develop a whole bunch of complex, round characters, explore multiple themes, and jump across decades and continents. It really is the difference between a perfectly crafted pocket watch and a giant, intricate clock tower. So we've unboxed the essential tools, and we've even tried on some advanced analyst's lenses. And what all of this really means is that the power to understand any story is now officially in your hands. This toolkit we've been talking about, it's yours now. And these ideas, theme, character, point of view, symbolism, they aren't just for some stuffy English class. You can use them on the movie you watch tonight, the new show you're binging, or the next amazing novel you decide to pick up. From this point forward, you're an analyst. You've gone from just experiencing the story to actually understanding how it was built. You can see the choices the creator made, and you can appreciate the incredible skill it takes to make something that feels so effortlessly magical. You can see the how behind the wow. So I'll leave you with this question. The next time you get lost in a story, just pause for a second. Open up your new toolkit. Look for the theme, figure out the narrator, spot the symbols. Ask yourself not just what's happening, but how is the author making it happen? What new layers will you uncover? Happy reading.